Well, this is undoubtedly Scotland's toughest game of their Nations League qualifying group, and indeed away to Portugal is one of the toughest assignments in European international football. It is a chance for Scotland regulars and one or two potential stars of the future to produce what would be a remarkable Nations League result tonight, even if Scotland were to pick up a draw. Is there any possibility they could conjure up a first win over the Portuguese for 44 years and a first ever win away to Portugal? Scotland have got half an eye on qualification already for the next World Cup, but if they're to get anywhere near that, performances and results have got to improve. Maybe tonight in Lisbon is the place to start. Steve Clarke watches on in his Scotland tracksuit. The Portuguese manager Roberto Martinez, the Spaniard, but proudly singing the Portugal national anthem in the build-up. Scotland will kick us off from left to right in their away kit, their change kit, all white with purple trim, and Portugal in their traditional colours of red and green. The referee blows his whistle, Maurizio Mariani of Italy, and we're off and underway. Live on TalkSport. International football, we've got Montenegro against Wales for you. And tomorrow night, England against Finland in Lee Carsley's first home game in interim charge on Tuesday evening, before domestic football returns to the TalkSport network next weekend. Best way to be across all of that is to download the TalkSport app, and you can swipe between both TalkSport and TalkSport 2 at your leisure. Early touch for Antonio Silva at the heart of the Portuguese back line. Ball up to the halfway line where Bernardo Silva is waiting in controls. It's back to Ruben Dias, who's taken on Pepe's famous number 3 shirt after the 41-year-old retired from international football after the Euros. Of course, Portugal didn't achieve what they wanted to at Euro 2024, being knocked out by France in the quarter-finals. And Scotland, of course, with that ignominious group exit, picking up just 1 point from 3 matches. Portugal on the attack straight away. Ball aimed towards Bruno Fernandes, he couldn't control. It's through to the Scotland goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Portugal 0, Scotland 0, and here's Chris Iwelumo.
Well, you're just looking at Portugal in possession, so comfortable. You're looking at Ruben Dias there. Lyndon Dykes was trying to put a little bit of pressure on him. He just turned, faced Lyndon Dykes, chipped it round him to Antonio Silva. Very, very composed, very patient. And this is where Scotland have to choose when to go. They can't go in 1-2s. They have to go as a group, but maybe sit a little bit deeper. And when Portugal venture across that halfway line, maybe that's the time to go and press.
Only touch for Anthony Ralston in the Scotland right-back position. Wins a goal kick off the boot of Rafael Leao. That was a real problem for position for Scotland across Euro 2024, Chris. And a task for Ralston tonight, which is one of the toughest in European international football. Yeah,
he's going to have a difficult evening ahead, getting his match fitness, playing these international games, but again, up against Rafael Leao, that'll do his confidence a world of good, that little coming together there and getting the better of him there, but he has to make sure that he's switched on.
Certainly much more attacking promise for Scotland at Hampden against Poland on Thursday, certainly far more than they showed it Euro 2024, where they played with a back 3. Here it's a back 4, and partly that is because of injuries that they've suffered in the build-up to these Nations League games. Billy Gilmore's gone down right in front of Steve Clarke, and Bruno Fernandes was late with the challenge right on the back of the Achilles of Gilmore.
Well, I think that's a naughty challenge, really naughty. Is there VAR? I don't believe there is there?
Well, Bruno Fernandes, I think it wasn't intentional, was it, Chris? Looking at it on the replay that we've got on our monitor.
It was Achilles there, though.
It was late. It was late.
Terrible challenge.
No question about it. But he gets away with it, and it's still 0-0. Very early stages, just under 3 minutes played, live on TalkSport. Cristiano Ronaldo only on the bench for Portugal tonight, but I would sense that any relief that there was for the Scotland 11 quickly faded when they saw that Diogo Jota of Liverpool was coming in. Free kick to Scotland just shy of the halfway line, taken quickly by McTominay. Here's John McGinn surging up the far side to Scotland left. João Palhinha is across, and it's gone behind for a Scotland corner.
See, that's what Scotland have to do, before Portugal can get set. Quick free kick. John McGinn showing that energy down that left-hand side. He was on his own. So, yeah, quick thinking there, wins a corner, so happy days, brilliant from Scotland.
And sorry, Chris, in answer to your question, there is a VAR, Alejandro Di Paolo, but electing not to have a look at that challenge from Bruno Fernandes. On his opposite number, Billy Gilmore. Scotland have got plenty forward in white. Gilmore's going to take the corner. In the 4th minute in Lisbon, it's 0-0. Gilmour whips it into the 6-yard box, in towards Lyndon Dykes, and it's headed behind by the now Bayern Munich midfielder, Polina again.
Well, it's excellently defended from Polina there. Billy Gilmour with an excellent ball in. Look at the hand on Lyndon Dykes. I tell you what, that's he can't actually jump up because he's getting his shot pulled there as well. It's yeah, they're definitely playing dangerously here.
Two from the corner, which is taken short. Gilmour to Christie, down by the dead ball line, gets away from Nelson Semedo, flicks the ball into the air, takes a big deflection, and it's hooked away by Diogo Jota, doing his defensive duty for Portugal, and then Pedro Neto is fouled out on that far side of the field. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it, Chris? 0-0 the score on TalkSport, but tonight, set plays, if Scotland are going to have much attacking threat, you'd imagine that'll play a big part.
Yeah, it's going to play a massive part, and with the quality that I've just seen coming in from Billy Gilmour on 2 occasions, yeah, very happy with that. Have to be consistent, and this is the threat. You look at the players that are so aggressive on the front foot, that can go and attack it, like Grant Hanley, Lyndon Dykes, Scott McTominay. That could be where the goal comes from.
And Portugal have possession now. Ruben Dias midway inside his own half the field, forward to Nuno Mendes, just shy of the halfway line. Lovely touch by Bruno Fernandes into the path of Bernardo Silva, and now Jota's inside the penalty area. He tried the quick feet, and then he tried to flick it wide to Pedro Neto, took all the momentum, all of the sting out of the attack, and it's gone behind. But Scotland were looking on the ropes defensively there. Portugal playing through the thirds, and Diogo Jota might have hoped to have done better than that.
It's real quality, isn't it? You know, you look at Bruno Fernandes, Silva, a little reverse pass into Diogo Jota. I think he's got to take a touch and get the shot away. They are very fortunate for Scotland that he's trying to look for his, I think, Pedro Neto coming in on the right-hand side.
Angus Gunn will belt the ball upfield. The Estadio de Luz is full tonight, around 64,000, and there are a couple of thousand Scots here as well. As ever, Chris, no Scotland, no party. That's a foul by Ruben Dias on Lyndon Dykes, and Scotland will get a free kick.
Yeah, it's a dangerous one, that, isn't it? Ruben Dias, now Lyndon Dykes goes up to try and meet the ball at its highest point. You know, Ruben Dias has no intention of going the ball and just kind of steps into the back of Lyndon Dykes. So it's, yeah, rightfully so, referee gives a free kick.
Gilmour standing over it. Scotland all in white tonight. The change kit, 0-0 away in Portugal, but it's been a good start for Steve Clarke's team. Ball is floated cross-field by Gilmour. Little flick by McGinn at the back post to tee up Robertson on his outside. Back to Kenny McLean. That's a great ball in! Scott McTominay is there to score again for Scotland. What a header to give them the lead in Lisbon. Scott McTominay continues this very hot scoring streak. And could the shock be on? Is this the night Scotland win away to Portugal for the first time ever? There's a long way still to go, but what a start! Portugal 0, Scotland 1, McTominay with the header.
It's an excellent goal, isn't it, for Scott McTominay. Watching it on the line, I think it's going to be a tight one as well if he's onside, but what a header that is. Kept the pressure on, great little free kick, but McGinn flicks it on, Robertson sets it back. McLean, what a ball. He's watching it all the way, he's looking right across the line, Scott McTominay, so he's onside. What a connection with the header. Unstoppable. Fantastic start from Scotland.
What a statement and what a start for the Scots. And Scott McTominay just cannot stop scoring. That now 10 goals in his last 13 competitive games.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, but you called it, Joe, isn't it? Set pieces, they have to make the most of it. Win that first contact, keep it in the second phase. What a ball in from Kenny McLean there.
And meanwhile, Pedro Neto at the other end, right wing position for Portugal, who look a little shell-shocked by that early goal they've conceded. Nelson Semedo on the far side, level with the edge of the Scotland penalty area. Back out wide to Pedro Neto again, one-on-one with McGinn. It's an in-swinging left-footed delivery. It bounces off Kenny McLean, high up into the air. And Scotland have finally got something to hang on to now as Andy Robertson drives the ball out of play for a Portuguese throw. It's Scotland who lead 1-0 thanks to their talisman, Scott McTominay.
Now you're looking at it, I think Steve Clarke's been criticised a lot. Remember they played France, over in France. Billy Gilmour gets the first goal and then they completely go, they don't perform, they don't keep themselves in that game. So learn from that.
Rafael Leao surges up the Portuguese lefties into the penalty area. His feet are very quick, but the shot isn't a good one. Flashes the ball into the side netting. It's a goal kick to Scotland. That's the first time that Leao has managed to get in behind Anthony Ralston in the Scotland right back position.
We'll have to say it's much better from Grant Hanley. You know, I'm still a little bit concerned that he's staying away from Leao there. He's running with him. He's waiting for him to get the shot and then trying to get the foot in to block rather than the clumsy challenge he made in the 96th minute against Poland. So you have to learn from these mistakes. You know, you nullify the individual errors. So they've got the goal. Can they keep doing what they're doing?
It's a stunning start for Scotland. Bruno Fernandes is complaining that he was elbowed by Gilmour on the halfway line. Gilmour's not having any of it, Chris.
Well, I think that's one that's went into the little black book from Gilmour. He's just from the Achilles. He's still kind of rubbing the Achilles. He's intentionally went for him there, Gilmour. He has to be a little bit more savvy. The forearm going down the side of Fernandez's face.
Honestly, there's been far greater threat from Scotland, whatever even happens tonight, this evening and against Poland, than there was in the whole of the Euros. Here's Rafael Leao, inside left channel for Portugal, gets the dead ball line, teases it back across towards Bruno Fernandes. Jota's snapshot is blocked. Sea of white shirts in the way for Scotland. One of those was the centre-half, Grant Hanley, and they preserved that goal-to-nil lead. We've had 10 minutes on TalkSport, and it's Scotland who've been excellent so far, I have to say.
Yeah, so important, Lyndon Dykes there. He had to make sure that he tracked back, he followed his man. But they have to be brave in possession. You know, it's still a little bit frantic, one-touch, two-touch stuff, and then passing the ball out to play there at Anthony Ralston. That's where the quality has to be better under this pressure from Portugal.
Well, they played very well for large passages of the defeat to Poland, and all three goals really were self-inflicted. That rash late challenge from Grant Hanley leading to a penalty which Poland converted to win the game and get Scotland's Nations League campaign off to the worst possible opening. They've made a fantastic opening here, though, away in Lisbon, leading 1-0. Pedro Neto infield from the right for Portugal. Now Bruno Fernandes, 1-2 with Semedo, into the penalty area. Lovely turn by Bernardo Silva. The shot is blocked. It will fall to Semedo inside the penalty area, surrounded again by those Scotland defenders, smuggled away by Hanley, only half clear. Portugal have it back now with Rafael Leao. Level with the edge of the 18-yard box. It's almost as though that Scotland goal has shot them into action. Bernardo Silva chips the ball across the edge of the penalty area. Nobody's there in a red shirt. It'll fall to Antonio Silva, the centre-half, all the way at the back post. And now Nelson Semedo is dispossessed by Lyndon Dykes. Scotland have it back. Christie will try and slow the game down. He's rolled it to the feet of Ralston. And Ralston has done enough to rattle the ball off the shins of Rafael Leao and win Scotland a goal kick, Chris O'Elliman.
Yeah, it's all a little bit frantic, isn't it? Ryan Christie there trying to keep possession. I think he was fouled, in my opinion. This one here, Nelson Semedo, there's nothing in it whatsoever. And Scott McTominay, this is when you need your big players to be brave, go on the ball, try and get those little passes in. But I've got to say, Portugal without the ball have been excellent. Really playing high line, really chasing after it in their packs as well.
Where was this from Scotland at Euro 2024? I know that Steve Clarke has rightly said that Scotland have to start looking forward, and of course they do, Chris, but you can't help but look back on those three group games at times.
Yeah, but Joe, this is the argument. This is what brought Scotland to the European Championships.
Yep.
How they started.
Yep.
They were so aggressive, beating Spain 2-0 at Hampden Park. You know, looked the more threatening as well in that game. Going to Spain, being competitive. This is what you see, but they have to be switched on. They have to make sure they don't give Portugal any chance whatsoever.
Portugal have taken a free kick quickly. Rafael Leao with the curler deflects behind off Hanley, who's trying to curl that right-footed into the far left corner, and Hanley got his body between the goal and the ball and deflected it behind and away.
Well, better defending from Grant Hanley as well.
Corner's been taken quickly as well. Bruno Fernandes whips the ball into the penalty area. This one's headed away. Scotland have been under siege really since taking this early lead. Bruno Fernandes cross-field now, left to right to the far side of the field. The Portuguese fans are raising the volume levels as the ball is dicked into the box by Neto. All rather cute from Pedro Neto, given away by John McGinn. Semedo, still danger here. Dead ball line, he crosses right-footed, headed away. It'll drop down to Bernardo Silva. Scampers across to try and whip it to his left where Leao was standing, but intercepting is Billy Gilmour, who's conceded possession himself. Sloppy for Scotland. Leading 1-0 in the 14th minute. João Palhinha in possession, tall, rangy midfield player. Wide left to Leao, digs it forward up the inside left channel, inside the penalty area towards Bernardo Silva. Kenny McLean, who set up the only goal so far, shepherds it behind, and it's a goal kick and some welcome relief for Scotland.
Yeah, as you know, I think Kenny McLean there, it was excellent defending, seen the danger, seen where the pass was going, put himself between ball and Bernardo Silva there and managed to ush it out. And this is the moments This is when you go direct to Lyndon Dykes, pick up second balls. So important that you pick up second balls and try and get some foothold in the game.
Chris Iwelumo kicking every ball as ever. I have to hold you back in a minute, Chris. Here is Robertson in the left-back position and square it infield to Gilmore. Now, there are notable Scotland absentees tonight. Kieran Tierney's injured. Big problems at right-back with injury too. Callum McGregor's now retired from international football. Here comes Scotland though with McTominay driving up the middle. The Portuguese midfield is nowhere to be seen. Wide he goes to the right and Christie. Edge of the penalty area now. Roston on the overlap. Tries to whip it back across. Nelson Semedo gets the block in. There was a double deflection there. And it's gone behind of Ralston. Last touch of the Scotland man. That'll be a goal kick, but more encouragement for Steve Clarke.
Yeah, much better there. Andy Robertson finding McTominay, just driving at the Portuguese defence there. The way to pass to Christie was excellent. And then you had Ralston breaking his neck to get round the outside. That's the energy that you want. Much better here from Scotland in possession of the ball.
Ralston has won the ball back on the halfway line. There's an energy and a sharpness about Scotland in these early stages. Steve Clarke watches on from the edge of his technical area in a bright blue tracksuit. To his right, Roberto Martinez, who knows about playing in Scotland. In fact, he even met his wife when he was playing at Motherwell in Lanarkshire. Now the ball is out on the far side, the right for Portugal. Pedro Neto coming forward. He checks inside, gets the ball back out wide from Bernardo Silva. It's still Pedro Neto, the new Chelsea winger. Too much time and space to cross. Bruno Fernandes went up with the header, and it's gone behind of Scott McKenna for a Portuguese corner, but there was far too much space there for Pedro Neto to whip that in left-footed.
Well, it's an excellent defensive header from Scott McKenna there, but that just shows you the threat. You know, they've got those players running from deep, and the accuracy of the deliveries coming in, you have to make sure that you're switched on. McKenna had to make the contact.
Portugal's second corner has been taken short to Bruno Fernandes on the near side. That's a lovely reverse ball to find Neto, who cuts it back across, and then the thumping header way over the top in the end from Antonio Silva, the Benfica centre-half, who is still yet to score for Portugal, and that run goes on. But Portugal have finally arrived in the game. It took them 7 minutes, by which point Scotland had taken the lead. Still Portugal 0, Scotland 1.
Joe, it's so difficult to defend against because they've got so many willing runners. Silva, Fernandes, Neto, Leao, that just kind of find those little areas, those little pockets in behind the defensive line of Scotland. The timing of the run, the accuracy of the pass. So the Scotland defence, they have to be switched on, but there's a big ask on the likes of McLean and Gilmore to follow those runs.
Ryan Christie trying to tear forward down the near side, the right for Scotland, deep inside Portuguese territory. Nuno Mendes comes across. I tell you what, there's been hardly any play at the moment in the middle third of the field, Chris. It has been end to end.
Yeah, it has. Little moments like that there when Ryan Christie, he's on his own, Joe. You know, because Scotland defending, then they actually get that kind of the pass out. It's missing midfield altogether, isn't it? So when Ryan Christie gets the ball there, he can't do any more than other win a throw-in in the attacking third for Scotland. So at the moment, you have to take that at the minute, and hopefully then you get a foothold in the likes of Ralston, the likes of McTominay, and that can get up and support McLean.
Scotland lead in Lisbon, and you're listening to TalkSport. Here is Grant Hanley, midway inside Portugal territory. Square ball to his left, and McKenna. Now Robertson, the Scotland captain. Blue boots on the halfway line. 17.5 minutes played, and Scotland keeping confident possession. They need to retain the ball as much as possible. They've been sloppy in possession since taking the lead. Long raking ball downfield by Scott McKenna, and out comes Diogo Costa, the Portugal goalkeeper, to collect.
See, that's a big ask for Lyndon Dykes, because when Scotland, when you're not seeing a lot of the ball as a striker, you want to kind of come back and do your bit defensively for the team. But then when you get possession, you're the only outlet, so you've got to be as far away as possible in that defensive line. So Lyndon Dykes has to he's got to be a little bit, again, selfish sometimes and not drop in and try and be an outlet for Scotland.
Cristiano Ronaldo only on the bench for Portugal tonight, remember, as Bruno Fernandes smuggles the ball wide to Nelson Semedo, touches it infield to Jota. He's down by the corner flag with his back to goal. Now Pedro Neto plays the ball back to Bruno Fernandes, a low cross towards the near post and easily intercepted by Scott McTominay, the former Manchester United man, gets in front of Manchester City's Bernardo Silva, and then Angus Gunn, the Scotland number 1, will clear downfield. Well held up by the number 9 Dykes. Now it is back to goal. Christie all the way back to the goalkeeper, a 40-yard back pass. Gunn in that purple kit has hammers the ball downfield. It's headed out to play by Nuno Mendes, but Scotland now have got no time on the ball whatsoever.
No, they haven't, but I've got to say, I think the quality's been good under a really good press from Portugal. That ball was fired in behind from Semedo. Scott McTominay takes control of the ball, but what does he do? He doesn't just clear it anywhere. Goes back to Angus Gunn. Lyndon Dykes does his job, makes sure it sticks. That's what you need to allow the players to get up with him there. Again, he's been good on the ball, but he needs a little bit support, a little bit quicker.
Good turn by Bernardo Silva from the halfway line, and he's putting it down the left-hand side to Rafael Leão, driving to get to the penalty area and forcing an excellent save from Gunn. Low shot was bound for the bottom corner, and Gunn flung himself to his right-hand side to turn it behind for a corner.
It's an excellent save, isn't it? Leão, he sits and faces up Anthony Ralston. So more often than not, he's just found that pass, the accuracy of the pass has been excellent. But if you stand off him and you allow him to come at you like that, and he opens up the goal, he can cause you all sorts of problems. It's a fantastic save from Angus Gunn. That we did criticise him with that right hand, didn't we, against Germany?
You're absolutely right. Third corner for Portugal taken short. Then the ball is whipped in by Semedo to the back post. Ruben Dias getting up, trying to head it back across goal, beaten to it twice by Scott McKenna, and the flag is up on the far side of the field anyway, that checkered flag. So Scotland will get a free kick, leading by a goal to nil. And 20 minutes that Steve Clarke, I think, will be absolutely delighted with, Chris, on a night where your goalkeeper's going to have to make some good saves, and that was a right hand that was very strong from Gunn, as you say, unlike on that infamous match day one against Germany at the Euros.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent save, isn't it? And that'll do his confidence a world of good as well. But did you see that on the monitor there, Joe? That when Portugal took the short corner, the defensive line of Scotland stepped up. There's 4 or 5 players, Portuguese players, offside. This is better from Scotland.
And now Scotland breaking it between the lines with McTominay. Is about 40 yards out, chopped down by Antonio Silva. No question that was a free kick. And 3 red shirts were converging on McTominay, but Antonio Silva, the young defender, was the man who committed the foul. And McTominay has won Scotland a free kick. Doesn't he look impressive for Scotland in this advanced, almost number 10 role? And his goal scoring of late speaks for itself. As I say, that's now 10 in 13 competitive internationals and 2 in 2 in the Nations League for McTominay.
Yeah, he's impressive, isn't he, in that number 10 role, but I'd say a little bit deeper, a little bit further away, like half and half. But he's got that power, that athleticism, box to box. More often than tonight, he's the perfect player because he can break play up, but then he's got that energy and quality that he can get on the ball and drive at the heart of the Portuguese midfield and defence. So it's so important that he gives you that respite and he drives with the ball and allows the players to get up.
And there's a free kick to Scotland, which is a little closer than anticipated. 35 yards out left of centre. Robertson left-footed to the back post. It's a poor delivery. It's way over here. It was a difficult one, that, for Robertson, because there was little angle to work with, and it was probably too far away to shoot. And it's gone harmlessly behind and away for a goal kick to Portugal, but it's still Scotland with that 1-0 lead.
I think it's another opportunity. You're looking at Robertson there with the quality that he's got. Just go direct. I think we've shown that we can win those aerial duels.
High ball over the top for Portugal to Leão, who's taken it in his stride. He's away from Ralston. He's cut it back, and then left-footed Jota over the top. Wasteful for Portugal. Scotland under real pressure in their right-back position. Again, Ralston caught out by the pace and the ability. The control of Leão was outstanding. Off his shoulder to bring it into the penalty area. He pulled it back from the dead ball line, and Jota's rising drive over the top.
Well, it's unstoppable. He's unplayable when he's at it, Leão there. End product. Pedro Neto on the right hand side. Look how compact he was. He was right inside as well, because they know that when Leão, he's got the better of Ralston, definitely there's always end product coming in, and this is where maybe they have to double up. The likes of Grant Hanley, can he go out and give him a little bit of support? Kenny McLean, can he drag him and give him that support? But at the minute, from back to front, Portugal have been excellent, and Leão's just been so expansive, hugging that line, so hard to defend against. 6
attempts on goal already for Portugal, just a 1 for Scotland, but all that matters is the scoreline. It's the Scots who lead by a goal to nil. Steve Clarke, word in the ear of Anthony Ralston as he prepares to take a throw, and he's just being told, the Scotland head coach, to take a couple of steps back into the technical area by the referee.
Yeah, I think that's...
Was there a word for Rafael Leão there, I wonder, as well, from Steve Clarke?
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
Maybe. Ralston's got it in the right back position. Slice clearance, ugly clearance by Hanley. Spirals up into the air. floodlights are on in Lisbon. It's been a very warm day for the Scotland fans who've been here enjoying the atmosphere. Northern Ireland beaten by a goal to nil by Bulgaria earlier in League C. Wales underway against Montenegro tomorrow night at 7:45. That's live on TalkSport 2. Here on TalkSport on Tuesday night, we'll bring you England against Finland live in full. And then next weekend, domestic football is back across the network. We'll have 6 commentaries from the Premier League and the EFL next weekend, including Southampton against Manchester United, Bournemouth against Chelsea on TalkSport, and Manchester City against Brentford, and Leeds against Burnley among our commentaries next weekend on TalkSport 2. The referees just had to deal with a minor flashpoint. Nuno Mendes and Ryan Christie going head-to-head. Play goes on as Portugal go back to goalkeeper, all in yellow, Diego Costa. And then Bernardo Silva turns the ball infield from the central position to find Ruben Diaz, who steers it back out wide to Nuno Mendes now on the halfway line. Rafael Leão, tall and slender with the long hair. Back to Antonio Silva. His angled ball to the far side, the Portuguese right, and Pedro Neto on the attack. Couple of step-overs, eludes John McGinn. Not beyond Andy Robertson, who makes a good challenge. You might have heard the cheers from the Scotland fans as it goes behind for a goal kick.
See, that's excellent from Andy Robertson, really helping his wide man out there. Seen the danger. Neto, you always know that he's going to take that touch, take it to the goal line and try and kind of hang it up at the back. Fantastic defensive challenger from Andy Robertson.
So if Scotland do win tonight, they'd make history. Would be a first ever win away to Portugal. And guess he's on breakfast on TalkSport tomorrow morning from 6. None other than Ali McCoist, Super Ali, alongside Gabby Agbon-Lahore, and with you for all the Scotland reaction and all the reaction to the weekend's international football from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The ball is with Bernardo Silva, Portuguese captain for the night. Ronaldo ready and no doubt very much waiting to come on off the bench. He did look very relaxed before the game. 900 senior goals he's now scored. Pedro Neto, 10 yards from the corner of the Scotland penalty area. Bruno Fernandes takes over with a good ball into the 6-yard box, and well defended by McKenna, stretching out a long leg to turn it eventually high over the top of Gunn's crossbar for a Portuguese corner.
I've got to say, it's so difficult, isn't it, to stop the ball from coming in. You're trying to kind of keep Portugal one side. Kenny McLean, Robertson, McKenna there. The ball comes in, he has to make the contact. Scott McKenna, it's an excellent challenge, or excellent contact defensively anyway, but they have to try and get closer in these wide areas.
Corner's taken short to Bruno Fernandes, who whips the ball into the corner of the 6-yard box. Jean Palinha swung a leg at it, last touch off Lyndon Dykes. Now former Queen's Park Rangers striker plays his football at Birmingham these days. It's a 5th corner for Portugal again. They've taken it short. Bernardo Silva setting up Bruno Fernandes, headed away, diving header by Hanley from the edge of the 6-yard line. And now Nuno Mendes on the edge of the penalty area. Shuffles it left to Ruben Diaz, onto Rafael Leão to cross. They were queuing up, and this time it's headed over by Antonio Silva again. Portugal really should be level. Stays 1-0 Scotland.
Yeah, Antonio Silva, he should be hitting the target there. Leão again, how Portugal, they're moving the ball, one-touch stuff. So hard to kind of defend against, but it's end product, isn't it? Silva finds himself unmarked, free header, watching the ball all the way, and gets himself under it, takes his eye off the ball last second. Fortunate for Scotland.
Scotland, 1 win in their last 13. That was at Gibraltar in early June. They lead Portugal by a goal to nil in the 28th minute as Bruno Fernandes goes for goal from range. No backlift, trying to place it beyond Angus Gunn, but only succeeded in just curling the ball into the chest of the goalkeeper.
Well, you'll take that from distance. Definitely Angus Gunn will be happy about that, because I think they had 4 players in attacking areas in that attacking third there. Bruno Fernandes takes that touch and drives towards that. The heart of the Scottish defence, it's causing all sorts of problems.
I've just seen a replay on our monitor of the goal that separates the two teams. In the commentary position, a header that flashed beyond the goalkeeper from Scott McTominay, 6 yards out, timed this one perfectly. What a cross from Kenny McLean that was, Chris.
It's excellent, everything about it. The little touch from McGinn, Robertson set back, and obviously the cross itself, but the header, what a header.
Scotland on the back foot again here, though, as Bernardo Silva dinks the ball into the penalty area. Gunn comes out to claim, again into his chest, goes to ground the goalkeeper. One Scotland player who has looked a bit frustrated so far, maybe understandably, is Lyndon Dykes. Gunn goes long right up the middle towards Scotland's number 9, who wins the header against Antonio Silva, but McGinn can't pick up the second ball, and it's back with Portugal.
Well, it's important that McGinn does pick up the second ball there. Lyndon Dykes, he's fighting for everything. He's winning most of his aerial duels. That's when John McGinn has to be strong. That touch has to be better to allow the likes of Christie, McLean, McTominay to get around again and just keep possession. At the minute, Lyndon Dykes is doing his job, feeding off scraps at the minute, but he's still winning those headers.
Chip ball up the right-hand side by Antonio Silva. Diogo Jota herring after it, pulls it back in the dead ball line, but with a very tame lack of pace on that cross, and it's easy for Gunn to come across and intercept. And Scotland, though they have looked vulnerable in wide areas, particularly in their right-hand side defensive position, they've dealt with the threat of Jota through the middle relatively well so far. Forward by Ralston from that right-back spot, near side of the field. Christie takes a possession. That's a good ball into the centre circle of McTominay. Again, there are gaps in the Portuguese midfield. McTominay streaks across from right to left. Now he finds John McGinn. That's a floated cross towards Dykes at the back post. He can't quite keep it under control, stretching to try and hook the ball over his shoulder and into the penalty area. Nuno Mendes will see the ball out of play for a Portugal throw.
Well, I thought that was excellent from Scotland, playing out from the back from Angus Gunn to Billy Gilmour. Took a risk, invited Portugal, and then managed to expose that space that was in that midfield area, the likes of Christie, Fine and Scott McTominay. So yeah, end product. McGinn gets the cross in, albeit maybe too far to the back post.
Half an hour gone, 1-0 Scotland lead in Lisbon. Here is Pedro Neto, 25 yards out for Portugal. The lovely ball over the top by Bruno Fernandes. Jota's downward header is turned away by the goalkeeper. Second good save of the night by Gunn. This time to deny Diogo Jota's stooping downward header. Portugal have still got possession now. Diogo Jota, flip ball in, reverse ball, headed away by Anthony Ralston, thumped up into the air by Scott McTominay. Not very far at all. João Palhinha with a neat cushion header. Into the feet of Neto. Now Nelson Semedo takes over. Down by the corner of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes to Palhinha. Loose ball back to Bruno Fernandes. Good save again, that by Gunn, Chris.
It's an excellent save. The thing is, that's Diogo Jota when he just sits on the shoulder, but when you've got Bruno Fernandes that can pull those little deft passes, it's an excellent pass. The header had the power. He had to kind of generate the power himself. Diogo, look at this pass. It's absolute quality, but the run for Diogo Jota to stay on side, the header done the job. He hit the target. If he finds that bottom right-hand corner, maybe causing Angus Gunn a little bit more of a problem, but Angus Gunn, good two hands to the save.
No question, Angus Gunn is Scotland's number 1 goalkeeper. Played all at 270 minutes at the Euros. First major tournament, and undoubtedly a helpful experience, even despite Scotland's travails. The ball is with Bruno Fernandes, left edge of the centre circle. Defence-splitting pass over the top it was just a few moments ago, but Gunn equal to Jota's header. Here's Pedro Neto, infield from the right. All left foot once again, Pedro Neto. Scotland leading 1-0, 32nd minute. Nelson Semedo delivers from the right this time. Headed away by Hanley. Brought down by Palhinha, teases it wide to the right-hand side. A little touch by Neto to find Semedo again. Back to Palhinha with the white boots on once more. Portugal are camped inside Scotland territory. All of the red shirts, all of the outfield players. Scotland defending the edge of their own 18-yard box really here. As Neto with another great in-swinging cross, flicked over the top by Scott McKenna, and it's gone out of play for another Portugal corner.
He's been excellent, Scott McKenna. He's in the right position. He's making that contact. It's all Portugal, and this is where Scotland, you have to make sure you're switched on. You can defend and you're in position, you're communicating, but they have to be a little bit brave in possession as well. Go big, go to Lyndon Dykes.
Sixth corner for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes with it, high to the back post, headed away by Hanley, and then hit on the volley and wide by Nelson Semedo. Going for the spectacular from the edge of the penalty area. In fact, it was Nuno Mendes on his weaker side, right-footed, and it was well wide of goal.
Well, it was on for him to take it on, wasn't it? Again, Scott McKenna getting his head on that, making sure it's the first contact. The Scottish defensive line will defensively all getting out. That's something that's been excellent. But this is where I feel Scotland have to improve. It's picking up second balls. Lyndon Dykes has shown he's going to win that aerial duel.
Very strange atmosphere in the crowd tonight, Chris. There were Mexican waves a few moments ago. I think some of the Portuguese fans are starting to get increasingly frustrated. Nobody really thought the first 33 minutes would go like this, not at least not in terms of the scoreline. Scotland leading by a goal to nil. 11.5 minutes of normal time remain.
Without the ball, Joe, it takes so much out the body.
Yep.
You know, physically, mentally. And this is where Scotland are working very hard for everything that they're getting in this game. Having that goal lead gives you that extra 5-10% to keep going, because you've got the lead to defend. But it's taken a lot out of them. This is where you need the players like Billy Gilmour, Kenny McLean to get on the ball
and retain possession.
It's so important, Joe.
Lyndon Dykes has had very little, if any, service so far. But I tell you what, he and Scotland would take what would be an historic 1-0 win. Their last win over Portugal was 44 years ago in a European qualifying game at Hampden Park. Some famous names on the score sheet: Dalglish, Gray, Gemmell, Archibald. They've never won away to Portugal. As Ruben Dias makes an interception midway inside the Scotland half, but his touch is heavy. It's seized upon by Gilmour, who smuggles the ball down the middle towards Dykes. Dykes did well to just little shove alongside Antonio Silva, who could only knock it straight out of play.
It's absolutely brilliant here from Ryan Christie and Billy Gilmour, making sure they're getting the contact in, breaking up play, but then on the spin side of it, using the ball well. Billy Gilmour, the little reverse pass into to Lyndon Dykes, and they win themselves a throw-in. That's where they have to be brave, Joe.
Dykes held the ball up well in the right wing position. He was surely fouled by Nuno Mendes, who appeals to the referee, but the Italian official Mariani says Scotland free kick midway inside Portugal territory. And again, in the context of the game so far, given Scotland's prowess for the opening goal, this is an opportunity.
Well, it is. You know, you're looking at what they can do with this. You know, that the likes of Lyndon Dykes, or even do the same, go back big to the back area, the likes of John McGinn, Scott McTominay, to keep it alive. And then it's the second phase where Portugal switched off the last time. You know, maybe take advantage of that, because at the minute we're showing, Lyndon Dykes has shown that he's winning everything that's coming up. He's got the better of the likes of Silva and Diaz.
Plenty of
Switzerland 0, Spain 2.
Yard or so in field. Andy Robertson's left-footed in swinging delivery, rather looping, not quite flat enough to really cause Portugal
then we
problems
have
defensively.
Scotland is winning by 1 goal to nil.
Ryan Christie of Scotland on the edge of the penalty area.
And Sweden is winning by 1 goal
still
to
have
nil.
the lead. 1-0 here, live on Talk Sport. And I think it was Christie who was penalised, as Portugal come forward at the other end with Pedro Neto trying to jink away from Billy Gilmour onto his favoured left foot. Neto has turned away from goal, but now he's set up Nuno Mendes in a central position, shoots from 30 yards, and it's just beyond guns, left-hand post. I don't think the goalkeeper got a touch. He'll say he had it covered. Portugal go close again, stays 1-0 to Scotland.
Well, I'm not sure he had this covered. It's a great little, takes a little take off Christie as well. You know,
I think he got a touch to that, Chris, you know, and the referee's given goal kick, but I think Gunn, replays would suggest on the monitor in our commentary position, has he got fingertips to that? I think he has.
It's a close one, isn't it? I thought it took a little touch off the leg of Christie there as well, so it probably should have been a corner either way, Joe.
Scotland will take it, that's for sure.
100%.
They travel in great numbers, the Scotland fans. The Saltires, blue and white, of course, high up in the section of the stands away to the left-hand side. That'll be the end that Scotland are attacking in the second half. It's the spectacular Stadium of Lights here on the Atlantic coast of Portugal this evening for Scotland. And after such desperate disappointment late on against Poland, yet another late goal conceded by Scotland tonight, they're 1-0 up against the team that I think quite obviously, Chris, on paper would be their toughest opponents in this Nations League group. Yeah, definitely. You know, I think you look at the quality that they have, but for me, Steve Clarke, and he's already come out and said that it's all about Scotland. It's all about what they show. You know, this has been excellent without the ball tonight. Defensively sound, something that you've said yourself. That frailty at the back, it's definitely they've shown with the goals that they've conceded. I know there's a lot of football still to be played, but it's been a fantastic effort so far. Billy Gilmour's carried the ball forward and he's committed it left to Andy Robertson. Looked for the early ball in towards John McGinn, who made a great run up the inside left channel, but it was blocked off and cleared away by Antonio Silva. The big cheers that you might have heard from some of the Portuguese fans have come because Cristiano Ronaldo is warming up beneath the floodlights here. 900 senior goals he scored, the 39-year-old. Christie tracking back for Scotland, slides in, catches Nuno Mendes. That's a free kick and it'll be a yellow card for Ryan Christie. It was a risky tackle from behind for the Bournemouth man.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge that he had to make. You know, he's trying to be fair, it's Mendes just gets that touch. It's a genuine attempt for the ball. He thinks he can make that contact, but I think he's got to stay on his feet there, Ryan Christie, and just follow Mendes all the way. You know, help his defender out. It's a silly yellow card to take in a game where you're under so much pressure.
Steve Clarke taking notes on the near side touchline. Of course, he will be the man who will try and lead Scotland to World Cup qualification when that all gets underway. The qualifying draw will take place this winter, but a lot of the Nations League build-up for Scotland realistically is going to be about preparation for those qualifiers. 1-0 up in Portugal, though. That's as good a sign as any.
Portugal are that much on top. Fernandes and Silva are basically beside Jota in the striking position.
Yeah.
They're not dropping deep, they're not getting on the ball.
Camped on the edge of the Scotland penalty area. Anthony Ralston has to slide in to make a good interception. Hooks the ball away from underneath the feet of Rafael Leao. Portugal deep inside the Scotland half, but Scotland holding firm. Everybody's back behind the ball. So Portugal are finding it difficult to create space, even with the wealth of attacking intent and talent that they've got. Heavy touch Gilmour, one back by Jean Pellegrini, slipped by Rafael Leao. That allows Ralston to get back on the ball, but his pass is over hit, aimed at Christie, straight out of play for a Portugal throw, right in front of Steve Clarke, who's standing on the edge of his technical area, trying to direct proceedings. Scotland holding firm, 1-0 up with 5 minutes of the first half to go, plus any added time. Antonio Silva, midway inside the Scotland half. The Portuguese crowd a bit impatient here. Portugal go left to the near side, and Rafael Leao once more. Scotland trying to double up on him defensively, and they've done well. Ralston and Christie both standing up there, Chris, and then the double deflection off Leao for a goal kick.
Well, that's what needs to happen, isn't it? You know, Ralston and Christie doubling up. I thought excellent defending there, standing off, and then when the cross comes in, Anthony Ralston goes and makes sure he gets the block. A little bit fortunate, it goes back to Leao and goes out for a goal kick, but much better. And that's communication, that's working together as a team without the ball, and that's what you want to see, Joe.
It's easy when you put it that way, right?
I tell you what, it's not easy when you're out there, trust me.
Here is Dykes holding up the ball for Scotland just shy of halfway. A really enterprising performance from Scotland so far. A really spirited display. And they look far more comfortable, and we've said this on a number of occasions, in this 4-2-3-1 setup than they did with three at the back, a formation that just didn't produce anything for them at the Euros.
Yeah, I think it's
a question of personnel, isn't it, sometimes?
That's it, spot on. Kieran Tierney, Andy Robertson, how do you fit them into the same side? Well, that's how you do it. You play three, you know, that 3-4.
And Kieran Tierney injured once again. Difficult for a player with a number of fitness issues. And here is Ruben Dias for Portugal, just in front of the centre circle. Scotland have only got 3.5 minutes of normal time plus added time to see out at the end of the first half. That Scott McTominay goal has them in front. And on the left-hand side is Rafael Leao, deep inside Scotland territory again, but at no great pace this latest Portugal foray forward. Now Bruno Fernandes touches it on to Pedro Neto. He whips the ball crossfield, right to left to find Nuno Mendes. Inside left channel, further wide is Rafael Leao, peeling away to find Bernardo Silva in the penalty area. Bernardo Silva's touch is heavy. Hanley didn't lunge in, didn't want to make the challenge. Bernardo Silva's reverse ball headed away, hit on the volley by Bruno Fernandes. Great block by McKenna again. Now Nuno Mendes to dink it in from the inside left, cleared away by McTominay first, then Lyndon Dykes, and now a lovely ball up towards McTominay in the centre circle. There was a foul on Dykes prior to that. The referee gives Scotland a free kick, and what an important block that was again by Scott McKenna just a few moments ago to deny Bruno Fernandes on the volley.
He's been absolutely outstanding this evening. You know, I think again, seeing where the danger was, and he threw himself at it. Got to see Fernandes, it's an excellent contact, isn't it? Great bit of quality as well, but he's on to it like a flat. I tell you what,
probably going in.
It's definitely going on target anyway, but Scott McKenna, yeah, he threw himself, and he was the only one as well.
This is football at Las Palmas these days. Former Nottingham Forest defender Scott McKenna. Portugal on the attacking end with Leao, racing up over the halfway line. He's got men left, right and centre. Leao will shoot, no! Just beyond the far post. Gunn was scrambling, and this time I don't think even the Scotland goalkeeper would have got there had it been on target. Leao right down the middle, and from the edge of the D, unleashed a low shot that drifted very, very closely wide. Still 1-0 to Scotland, but only just live on TalkSport. Chris Wellerman.
Well, you can't defend against that. Leao got in behind the likes of Gilmour and McLean, and he's driving at the heart of the Scottish defence. Now, Diogo Jota is taking the likes of Grant Hanley and McKenna away. His movement is excellent. So basically, one of them has to go away, Jota, and then one has to then take responsibility of Leao there. But as soon as you drop off so much, invite Leao to take the shot, and you're spot on. If that's on target, I think Angus Gunn is struggling there.
Was taken off at half-time was Rafael Leao with the win over Croatia on Thursday. I don't think there's any suggestion that's going to happen tonight.
Well, I'm hoping it's the exact same, in fairness, Joe.
There's a bit of criticism from the Portuguese media after the Croatia game that the link-up between Mendes and Leao was weak, but it doesn't really feel like it's been the case so far tonight. Most of the Portuguese threat has come on the left-hand side, and here they come again on that left-hand side with Nuno Mendes right on the edge of the penalty area. Anthony Ralston slid in and must have just got enough on the ball to turn it behind for a corner.
Well, watch this, it's a dangerous challenge. It's a dangerous challenge because it's blind. He's watching the ball. He knows that the player's there. Now, if Nuno Mendes takes that touch a little bit bigger, the contact wasn't great. It's a free kick.
Bruno Fernandes will take the corner for Portugal. He's played it low towards the penalty spot. Nobody there in a red shirt to get a turning touch. John McGinn is carelessly given the ball away. That should be cleared out of play, not dragged forward by McGinn, whose touch was heavy, and Portugal now have it back. Last few seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. Portugal 0, Scotland 1, but Scotland under pressure. Pedro Neto caught on the penalty area. Onto the left foot, a deflected shot, and that will spiral through, a double deflection all the way through to Angus Gunn. A minute of added time. Chris Wellerman alongside me, punching the air there.
Yeah, again, Pedro Neto coming in on his left-hand side, trying to kind of open up. To be fair, he's getting marshalled all the way. But that defensive unit, taking the ball, making sure that they're big, and getting the block in there fantastically well.
Scotland survived.
He's won everything. Lyndon Dykes has won every header. You know, he's got every right to say to Scott McTominay, you've got to do more for me.
Well, no one's picking up the second balls of the Dykes flick-ons. Portugal have only got 20 seconds to find a first-half equaliser here. The ball is with Leao again. Inside left channel. Couple of step overs away from Christie. Now he sets up Nuno Mendes on the corner of the box. Reverse ball towards Leao, who made the underlapping run. Grant Hanley comes across to shepherd it behind for a goal kick. And as first halves go, there can be no complaints from a Scotland perspective whatsoever.
Nah, no complaints at all. Again, Grant Hanley there, seeing the danger coming across, not throwing himself in, which he's been guilty of on occasion, just making sure there's no danger. It's going away from goal at an angle as well, just making sure that you're in the right position.
And Scotland, as the half-time whistle goes, are 45 minutes from history. They have never won away to Portugal. Is tonight the night? Most unexpectedly so. Scott McTominay's early goal separates the two teams. Fine header after a wonderful ball in from Kenny McLean. Since that goal, Portugal have dominated, but they cannot find a way through. Could this be a memorable night for the Scots in Lisbon? Portugal 0, Scotland 1 at half-time.
That's right, a great half there for Scotland, Darren. Early goal for Scott McTominay. Chris, we mentioned him. We said if that man plays well, then Scotland could be in with a chance tonight. Yeah,
he's been excellent. You know, I think working very hard for the team. I have to say, I think defensively, doing the job, making sure they're making the first contact. If you're going to be overly critical, you need to be a little bit braver in possession. You know what it's like when you're under the cosh so much. It's so important that you get those small passes in. I've got to say, Lyndon Dykes feeding off scraps, but he's winning everything. So it's so important that can Scotland get second balls? Can they get up to him a little bit closer and then try and play from there? Because he's getting a lot of joy.
I mean, if you look at the stats, Chris, 16 shots to 1 for Portugal, 3 on target to 1 on target. But the more important stat is obviously Scotland win. Is this something that you expected to see once that goal went in, just basically backs to the wall and try and defend this lead?
Well, I expected it before the goal went in. You know, I think concede possession, and it's one of them, and then you have to then capitalise on set plays. You're going to have moments where you do get that odd break. you know, and they have showcased that, Scotland. I think they have an opportunity when Portugal have thrown players forward, and then the likes of Scott McTominay's got in behind that midfield unit, and he's driving at the defensive unit of Portugal. It's then that's when you can capitalise and take that opportunity. So there hasn't been great moments, you know, but at the minute, if you offered me this before the game, Darren, I'd have jumped at it.
Yeah. Well, that's it, Chris. You mentioned moments. Scott came up with his moment in the 6th minute, and a great header it was. Me and Darren were looking to see if he was offside, but of course, you know, it was. It must have been.
Why, Majestic? Why? Just give us a goal.
I know. Well, it was
miles on as well. It was clutching at straws. To be honest.
It's going to be a moments type game for Scotland tonight. It's going to be when those moments come. If you can take another one and get another goal, wow, you'll be in dreamland. But luck is also a big part of football, and perhaps Scotland might actually have a bit of luck on their side tonight.
Well, there's a lot of football still to be played, and trust me, Darren, you'll know, you know, when you're in a game. I remember us away at Southampton with 10 men after Semedo got sent off after 16. You're under the cosh. It takes a lot out of you when you don't see the ball, but it's moments, isn't it, in those games. A 1 minute little bit of quality, the ball in from McLean there, the header itself was excellent, but like you say, they know it's gonna be an onslaught attack v defence this second half, and they have to capitalise from corners, free kicks that they get around that attacking area.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Seeing the cross now from McLean and the fantastic header. That is the moment that Madge is talking about. But defensively, they seem to have dealt with everything Portugal's thrown at them. Diogo Jota, they've had some chances, of course.
So the live commentating is TalkSport, and we're going to be talking to you guys what's going on with the live matches happening live right now. So it's Portugal versus Scotland, and it is Scotland is 1-0 up against Portugal. Switzerland is now is gone up by 1 goal, and Spain has a red card. And here we go. So in their game right now live, and here we go again. So it looks like Switzerland have scored their goal in the 41st minute of the game, and the first goal was from Spain, and it's in the 4th minute of the game. Then it came to another goal for Spain, and it was in the 13th minute. And then there was a red card in the 20th minute for Spain. So they are now 10 men down. So they are now 10 men. So there you go. So let's go back into the other bits of the games. Switzerland are 3-0 up against the other teams. And there you go. So, and it's still 0-0 at the Poland game. And there is so much other things as well. If I can get it to work. After that, on Tuesday, it will be Reading. Not Reading. It will be on Tuesday. It will be England versus Finland at home at Wembley Stadium, and we'll be watching them, and we will be seeing them, and we'll be cheering on our team on. If they score, we will cheer. If they lose, we will cry. But this is it. England versus Finland. So there you go. It's going to be like a derby, but it's not a derby. But anyway, thanks guys for tuning in and having fun with us tonight. Not for having fun with us tonight, but what I mean is listening in and joining in tonight. And yeah, I know I'm not me. I'm live commentating today, but on that England match, I will be live commentating, and as well. Soon, the EFL will be coming back again shortly soon. So the EFL games will be coming back, and that will be, let's see which one it is. So the EFL game that we'll be waiting for is the Hull City versus Sheffield United. And so get ready for that one. But anyway, guys, I will see you all soon. Bye for now.
That's a great ball in. Scott McTominay is there to score again for Scotland. What a header to give them the lead in Lisbon. Scott McTominay continues this very hot scoring streak. And could the shot be on?
What a connection with the header. Unstoppable. Fantastic start from Scotland.
Turned by Bernardo Silva from the halfway line, and he's putting it down the left-hand side to Rafael Leao, driving to get to the penalty area, and forcing an excellent save from Gunn. Low shot was bound for the bottom corner, and Gunn flung himself to his right-hand side to turn it behind for a corner.
It's a fantastic save from Angus Gunn. We did criticise him with that right hand, didn't we, against Germany.
Is this the night Scotland win away to Portugal for the first time ever? Portugal 0, Scotland 1.
That's right, you're listening to Kickoff here on TalkSport with me, majestic and experienced Premier League midfielder Darren Ambrose, as Portugal currently trail at home to Scotland 1-0 in the UEFA Nations League. A single goal from Scott McTominay after...
Morgan, Gold, Conway and Shankland complete the Scotland subs. They're on the back foot again here with Portugal in possession with Leao. He skips away from Billy Gilmore. He flicks it to his left. And Diogo Jota. Ryan Christie tracking back makes an important challenge before Jota can get a cross or a shot in. Jota's gone between the two Scotland midfielders and he's beyond the third in McLean. He's wriggled up towards the edge of the D. He lays it back to Semedo. Scotland under siege early on in the second half here, leading 1-0, but for how much longer? Bernardo Silva's reverse ball in, diving header clear by Scott McKenna, who's been excellent so far tonight for the Scots. Now it's with Ruben Neves. Portugal playing from left to right in red and green. Scotland all in white with purple trim, playing from right to left. The Estadio de Luz is full as Ronaldo drills in a low cross, and that's dealt with by Grant Hanley. You do wonder, Chris Iwelumo, live alongside me on TalkSport tonight, how long Scotland can hold out if it stays like this.
Yeah, you know, I think Portugal, real quality. Ronaldo's coming on, finding that little space in behind as well. Diogo Jota has kept that kind of central role. Ronaldo's kind of having a free rein. He can drop deep, he can go right, left, do what he wants really there. But at the minute, everything that comes into the box, if you can't stop the cross, you have to make sure it's a Scotland head or a Scotland contact when it comes into the box, and at the minute they're ticking that box. 1
win, 1 clean sheet in 13 coming into tonight for Scotland. That was against Gibraltar on both counts. Here's Scott McTominay, the goal scorer, inside right channel on the far side of the field. It's been excellent from Scotland tonight, it really, really has. They've played with great resilience and at times quality, though Chris Iwelumo wants to see even more from them.
No, I just think Andy Robertson had an opportunity to go forward, get at his man. Going back to Scott McKenna just allows Portugal to get into their defensive position.
Here is Robertson now, right in front of the Scotland dugout, marauding in field, but in the end he's crowded out and he's lost possession. He's got in late on Ruben Neves. The referee's played the advantage for now, but VAR may want to check that as Cristiano Ronaldo darts down the Portugal right. The number 7 is in possession. Couple of step overs from Ronaldo, and then he flashes in a right-footed shot from an impossible angle that flies over the top. And the referee, as I expected, has gone back and booked Andy Robertson for that late challenge on Neves. Earlier on in the move, stays 1-0 Scotland.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the challenge from Andy Robertson, and you know what? There's not much contact there. I think Ruben Neves is kind of made the most of that, yeah, but he gets a yellow card. That frustration of just kind of losing possession of the ball and then going and chasing it, where he has to be more switched on. Can he just get back into position rather than show that reaction?
Well, Scotland makes some history tonight. One of the kings of the Tartan Army, Sir Ali McCoist. I say Sir Ali McCoist, that's my... I've just knighted him, haven't I?
And mine.
The great Ali McCoist will be on TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 with all the reaction. And then tomorrow evening we've got Montenegro against Wales live on TalkSport 2. Tuesday night, England against Finland will be on TalkSport. Ball out on the far side with Portugal. Leao infield to Nuno Mendes. Back out wide to that far side. Leao one-on-one with Anthony Ralston. Back he goes to Nuno Mendes again. We're in the 52nd minute here. Portugal seeking an equaliser. Nuno Mendes' cross is turned away by Ralston, who, when he's got Christie helping him out defensively, looks much more capable.
Yeah, but what you will see, you know, it's excellent defending there from Anthony Ralston. But with Ronaldo on the pitch, it's a little bit easier because those little pockets, Ronaldo's standing in that position where the likes of Bruno Fernandes or Silva was finding himself running into that position from deep, and it was very, very hard to defend against. So it's easier when you can see your man in that position.
Ruben Dias in an attacking position finds Nuno Mendes, and the first time cross is easy for Angus Gunn to collect the ball into his chest, and Ronaldo's not happy with what he feels was a shirt tug, and Cristiano Ronaldo holds his arms outstretched. Nothing doing, gets no change from the referee Maurizio Mariani. He does have that petulant streak, of course, as we know, Cristiano Ronaldo, but you can't argue with 900 goals, and he has said that he feels that reaching 1,000 is doable. Bernardo Silva up on the near side, the Portuguese right, back to Bruno Fernandes, first time cross, punched away by Gunn. Got to it in between both Jota and Ronaldo. For a second it really felt like there was danger for Scotland there, Chris.
Yeah, quality from Angus Gunn there, made the decision to come out. Good contact with the ball with both fists as well there from the goalkeeper. But again, if you can't stop the ball from coming in, you have to make sure it's a Scottish contact when it comes into the Scotland box.
And on the left now is Rafael Leao. Strange atmosphere in the crowd tonight. Rather sedate once again, almost like it's a training exercise. Portugal 2-1 winners here against Croatia in their first Nations League game on Thursday. The same night, of course, Scotland conceded a late penalty to lose 3-2 at home to Poland. Bernardo Silva, the number 10. Rolls the ball out wide to the far side. Nuno Mendes touches it on to Leao, pulls it back. Bruno Fernandes, left-footed. It's found the back of the net. It's gone through Angus Gunn, and Portugal are level. Bruno Fernandes on his weaker left side squeezes it under the body of the goalkeeper, and it could be a long night in Lisbon for Scotland now. Gunn won't want to see that one back again. It's Portugal 1, Scotland 1.
Well, it's an excellent strike from Bruno Fernandes there. On his weak side as well, as you say. You know, the pass back from Leao. You know, it wasn't the clearest of contact. It's Boblin. What a take this is, by the way. I've got to say, Angus Gunn, he's been excellent. Both hands on it as well. 2 hands on the ball. He has to make sure that that's... you'll be disappointed, Angus Gunn there. I don't know, the ball was always taken away. The spin on it, the spin on the ball just takes it away. Maybe he's read it wrong, Angus Gunn, but he gets 2 hands on it. Has to do better for me.
And Portugal are coming forward again. Ronaldo's shot straight from the kick-off is deflected behind. Andy Robertson's trying to calm those Scotland players down, but it's 1-1 now, live on TalkSport. Portugal look rampant here, and for Angus Gunn, it's just like Germany at the Euros all over again, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, disappointing, but he has to keep switched on. He has to get himself back up and on it again, but it's so important. This is when the character's tested. You know, the leaders in the team have to make sure that they're communicating, keep the levels that they are.
Bruno Fernandes with the corner, high to the back post, where it's just over the head of Cristiano Ronaldo. And tactically, from Steve Clarke's perspective here, how can he try and change things? How can he try and influence the game?
It doesn't change. It doesn't change. Tactically, it stays the exact same. Joe, defend well. Can they be a little bit braver in possession? How many times have they went direct to Lyndon Dykes? You know, from dead balls, you know, that's something that, and then pick the ball up in the right areas. You know, it's very much stay in the game, and then if another chance materialises, then try and take it. But at the minute, it's so important that you do not concede.
Portugal utterly dominant in the first 11 minutes of the second half. Territorially, completely, Portugal have dominated, and they've got the equalising goal now. Rafael Leao level the edge of the 18-yard box. A long way to go in the game here for Scotland. Ruben Neves with the diagonal, wide to the right, and Bernardo Silva. Infield to Ronaldo, unleashes a curling shot that seemed to dip at the last moment, but eventually flashes well wide of goal.
Well, you'll take that, you know, I think from distance, from an angle as well. There was all sorts of movement on the ball. It took an actual little nick off Andy Robertson as well, so very fortunate Scotland not to concede a corner.
Portugal have won 20 of their last 24 home matches in all competitions. They haven't drawn on home soil, by the way. 1-1 here tonight so far, since October of 2020. They win the vast majority of their games here at the Estadio de Luz. Ball head up the inside left channel by Leao, and suddenly Ralston's isolated. Diogo Jota picks up possession. Ronaldo making a late run to the edge of the box. It's played back to Bruno Fernandes, who can't set up Ronaldo on the stretch. Scott McTominay pokes it clear. Ronaldo's there to seize possession back off it. Dykes is a lone figure up front for Scotland. They cannot get hold of the ball here.
Scott McTominay's got to be aware he's not going to get that time in the middle of the pitch. Ronaldo working hard for the team. But to be fair, Lyndon Dykes is right beside Scott McTominay there. That's where I'm saying he has to choose when to come back and when to stretch the pitch, Lyndon Dykes.
All the play at the moment, Chris, from left to right. Those Portugal red shirts, green shorts, red socks. It feels like there are more Portuguese players on the field than there are Scotland players at the moment. Out on the left is Leao, hugging the far side touchline. Back to Bruno Fernandes. There's so much quality and ability on the ball across really the whole of the Portuguese team. Nuno Mendes, the left-back, loves to get forward. Even Ruben Dias and Antonio Silva, the centre-halves, are playing like midfielders at the moment. They're so high up the pitch.
Yeah, they are. And you look at where the midfielders are. Look at the attacking players that Portugal have in those situations.
Nuno Mendes is in behind on the dead ball line. He got beyond Ralston, but not beyond Kenny McLean, who was helping out his Scotland colleague. Ralston has done well to win Scotland a throw in the right-back position. I suppose what I'm thinking about tactics here, Chris, and Steve Clarke's perspective, 1-1 with 58 minutes gone on TalkSport. They can't get out of their own half. They can't get their foot on the ball at the moment. Surely this is only going to go one way unless something changes.
Well, you just have to defend well. But how can you affect it? I think you always come into this game knowing that Portugal are going to have more of the ball. You know, you've already said about the defenders playing like midfielders because they are so dominant with it. So all you can want is when there's moments to get the ball down and play and get some sort of kind of respite. That's what you have to do.
The gunner's come out to the edge of his penalty area, hacked the ball clear right-footed, flicked downfield by McTominay. Dykes will chase after it gamely, but across comes Diogo Costa, the Portugal goalkeeper, to clear away. Diogo Costa must have had less than 10 touches of the ball in the game, and he's conceded 1 goal. Scotland opening the scoring through McTominay, but Bruno Fernandes with the equaliser for Portugal. Now it's on the halfway line with Billy Gilmour. We've got England against Finland live for you on TalkSport on Tuesday night. Then at the weekend, the Premier League and the EFL return to the network. Looked like a foul on John McGinn midway inside Portuguese territory. That's a free kick, Chris.
Yeah, he does it very well. John McGinn just gets his body in, feels that, tries to roll this man. Any contact, to be fair, it is I think Nelson Semedo has John McGinn round the neck there. Definite free kick, but he does do it very well.
Scotland playing from right to left towards the end where the travelling Tartan Army are, high up at the very top tier of the stand. And Steve Clarke, arms behind his back, watches on, a lone figure in the technical area. The first Scotland coach to lead them at consecutive Euros finals when he did it this summer at Euro 2024. He'll be entrusted with taking Scotland to the next World Cup as well. Free kick to Scotland. McKenna and Hanley both forward. Gilmour, right-footed delivery up to the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Antonio Silva, got above McKenna. It's dropped down to Kenny McLean on the edge of the penalty area. Can he poke it forward towards Dykes? Antonio Silva uses his strength, makes his body big and broad to outmuscle Dykes, who tries to snap back at him and wins Scotland a throw. Left wing position. The referee has got a problem here. He's bent forward, has Maurizio Mariani. I don't know whether he's got something in his eye. It looked like he might do momentarily there. Something's up for the referee, so we stop the game, and Scotland, I think, will get a chance to take that throw again. Meanwhile, Chris, with the score 1-1 on the hour mark, we've got a replay on our monitor of the Bruno Fernandes goal, and Angus Gunn hammers the grass with frustration. It's very similar to the goal he conceded in the opening game of the Euros, that Germany opener from Florian Wirtz. The goalkeeper's got to do better, hasn't he?
I have to agree with you, 100%. And you can tell by the player's reaction as well. As soon as he sees it goes in, that disappointment, the way that he hits the ground. This is what they do every day. It came through a lot of bodies. I've got to say the connection wasn't great, from Fernandes. But he's watching it all the way. He gets 2 hands to it. That has to be going.
Is he having too many of those moments, the goalkeeper? Potentially. I mean, it's tough, isn't it, in big games against... And he was excellent in the first half, Gunn, we should say.
No, he has. In the first half of the qualifying campaign for the Euros, he was outstanding. Some of the saves. But he'll be very disappointed in that. In a game where, it's definitely attack v defence. He's going to get asked some big questions tonight. And he's been outstanding. The saves that he's made in the first half, Joe, he's been excellent. That confidence should be there.
Whatever the issue was with the referee, the game has restarted and the referee is okay. And the Scotland throw in the left wing position came to nothing, but they have got the ball in the right back spot, far side of the field. Ralston finding Christie back to goal. Now Gilmour on the halfway line. Gilmour just skips away from Bruno Fernandes and plays it square to John McGinn. Andy Robertson's coming forward on the left-hand side. 2 late runners in the area. Oh, and one of them goes down inside the penalty area, wanting a spot kick. It was Billy Gilmour. Referee says no penalty. Waved away by the referee. McGinn's won it back down the left-hand side. He's blocked off by Antonio Silva. Chris, it'll be interesting to see that one again.
You look at body language. Billy Gilmour was up straight away, wasn't he? I think he felt something. But I think the defending player got a touch on the ball that steered it back to the goalkeeper. But like you say, if you're in the box and you feel any contact, I don't mind you giving the referee a decision to make.
It stays 1-1 on TalkSport. Northern Ireland beaten earlier this afternoon by Bulgaria in Plovdiv. Disappointing result for Northern Ireland. It was felt that this Bulgaria team is not a particularly good one. And that was a place where Northern Ireland could have gone and got a result. They weren't able to. Southampton against Manchester United and Bournemouth against Chelsea among our Premier League commentaries next weekend for you on TalkSport. As Kenny McLean wriggles away from 2 in red on the edge of the Scotland box and plays it wide to Robertson, who hoists it downfield. Good ball to McTominay. Good spell this for Scotland. It's touched on by Gilmour to Christie. 10 yards into opposition territory. Gilmour's got Ralston on his outside, far side to right. Portugal 1, Scotland 1. Anthony Ralston, lovely ball in towards Dykes. Good defending by Antonio Silva at the expense of a Scotland corner.
I've got to say, excellent from Scotland there. From Billy Gilmour finding Anthony Ralston. I'm just looking at this just now. Yes, Ruben Neves is excellent defending as well, following Billy Gilmour there in the monitor. There is contact in the back of Gilmour, but it's never been a penalty. But excellent quality from Anthony Ralston on that right-hand side, coming in hand to be defended well from Ruben Diaz.
Gilmour appealed and the referee said no. Andy Robertson is going to go across to take the Scotland corner. 76th cap for the national team for the Liverpool man. Is he going to whip this right underneath Diogo Costa's crossbar?
This is when you look at like Sir Grant Hanley, Scott McKenna, Lyndon Dykes.
It's taken short the corner to the feet of McLean, who's delivered a ball in, a good ball in. Reverse pass right across the edge of the 6-yard line, but nobody in a Scotland white shirt could get ahead to it. Now it's launched downfield by Costa straight away, and a foul on McLean by Rafael Leao, and that'll be a Scotland free kick. And actually now, as we reach the 64-minute mark, Scotland have quelled the pressure. There was a wave after wave of Portugal pressure early on in the second half. It brought them the equaliser, but Scotland have managed to stabilise themselves in this second half, Chris O'Wellum.
Yeah, but where does that came from, Joe? It came from...
Oh, good ball over the top by Gilmour. Scott McTominay is chasing. Inside right channel. He's into the penalty area. He's turned and then shot, and it's blocked, and it's dropped down towards Ryan Christie. Christie shoots! That's turned away as well. Scotland want handball. Nothing given by the referee. Loud appeals from the Scotland players and the fans high up in the stands, but Maurizio Mariani says no penalty.
Well, I've got to say, with Scott McTominay, he can actually go and get on the ball wherever it went to there. It's a big decision from the referee to make. It's a shot, isn't it? Does the player, do he put his hands up? I'm going to look at it now.
It's McTominay with the initial effort, blocked by the feet of Nuno Mendes, and then Christie fires it in left-footed, and it's actually well blocked by Antonio Silva. I wonder whether there was a suggestion from McTominay. Did it hit Antonio Silva, then hit the arm of Nuno Mendes? I think it would have been a very, very harsh penalty.
Yeah, I think in that case it's not going to be a penalty with the letter of the law, isn't it? With the distance. But what I'm surprised about is McTominay doesn't react to that loose ball. He's actually looking to the referee straight away when he can actually probably get on the end of it there.
João Felix and João Neves to come on for Portugal shortly. Free kick for Scotland, dink down the middle. It's come to nothing, but it has dropped to McTominay now. On the edge of the D! Rifled shot, well saved by Diogo Costa. Straight into the chest of the goalkeeper, but hit with fizz and power by McTominay. And such is his goal-scoring form for Scotland at the moment that whenever he bears down on goal, Chris, you half expect the net to bulge.
Yeah, well, it was Ruben Neves that was caught in possession just at the edge of the box.
Portugal have gone long down the middle now. There's an opportunity for Jota in the area. Felled by the goalkeeper. He's regained his feet. He's laid it square, and it's turned away by that man, Scott McKenna, getting back for Scotland again.
Oh, this is going to be looked at. I first thought it was a penalty. I don't think there was enough contact.
What a second half this is turning into. It's Scotland on the break now as McGinn is tripped, and that'll be a yellow card for Ruben Neves. Free kick to Scotland, midway inside opposition territory as we go into the final quarter of the game. Portugal 1, Scotland 1. Nobody, I think, expected this scoreline at this point in the game here, live on TalkSport. Very busy international weekend. TalkSport Breakfast will bring you all the reaction tomorrow morning from 6 with Ali McCoyston and Gabby Agbonlahor. And we'll build up as well to Montenegro against Wales tomorrow night on TalkSport 2. Again on our monitor in the commentary position, we've seen a replay of the Portugal penalty appeal. Jota went down under the challenge of Gunn. Didn't look like there was any contact.
No contact whatsoever. I've got to say, great refereeing decision there. Angus Gunn came out as if he was going to make contact, pulls his hands away, and Diogo Jota, to be fair, he's trying it on and probably should receive a yellow, in my opinion, because there was no contact for him to go to ground.
Right, João Felix and João Neves onto the field. Bernardo Silva and Rafael Leao are substituted. And for João Neves, a midfielder who's been linked with Arsenal and Manchester United in the past, he's still at PSG for now. 11th international cap, and João Felix, we know, has recently joined Chelsea. He missed the vital penalty in Portugal's Euro quarter-final defeat to France. Billy Gilmour with the free kick for Scotland. Angle to the back post, and in back across goal by Hanley. Only half away by Cristiano Ronaldo, who's failed to impact the game since coming on at half-time. Ryan Christie, inside right for Scotland, wins a corner off Ronaldo. Scotland having a really good spell, and I tell you what, Chris, they might feel they can nick it here with 21 minutes to go.
No, well, I think they're creating opportunities. Cristiano Ronaldo was the one that was caught in possession, taking too many touches in his own 18-yard box here. But like you say, Ryan Christie alive to it, keeping possession and, you know, skillfully won a corner. And these are the moments, isn't it? But no short corner for me. Put it right on the money. You've got the right players in there to go and be aggressive and go and make that first contact.
And Nelson Semedo's just picked up a yellow card, the Portugal right back. It'll be a corner for Scotland, their fourth of the game so far. 1-1 on TalkSport. Robertson in swinging, right underneath the crossbar, punched away by Diogo Costa just before McKenna could get his head to it. Had McKenna got his head to it, it would have been 2-1 Scotland. But now Portugal are breaking at the other end with João Felix. He's being held up well by Billy Gilmore, who's come across to marshal him. He does brilliantly to win Scotland a throw. And Billy Gilmore, now of Napoli, of course, formerly of Brighton and Hove Albion, has been outstanding tonight. And by the way, Ruben Neves has also been yellow carded for the foul earlier on that led to the Scotland free kick a few minutes ago, the foul on McGinn. And Scotland have settled the game down here, and I think it's been an excellent 70 minutes overall, Chris.
No, it has. You know, I think you still got a lot of work to do. Picking up second balls. What a header that is from Lyndon Dykes.
Cushion header from Dykes back into the path of McTominay, who took it into his stride. Wide to the right and Christie. Ralston on support in the overlapping position. Christie tackled by João Felix, tried to dart inside. João Felix got the touch, and Nuno Mendes is frustrated as the ball goes out of play. Hammers it against the advertising hoardings. It's a Scotland throw. Just over 20 minutes to go. Portugal 1, Scotland 1 it remains. Anthony Ralston takes the throw, gets it back from McTominay. Dead ball line, he crosses, wins Scotland another corner. João Felix kicks the corner flag in frustration, and you can see that Portugal know they're not having it their own way. This is not the match that they wanted or probably expected, Chris Wellerman.
Yeah, I think the changes have taken a little bit of that momentum out of Portugal's play. You know, at the minute, Scotland's seen a lot of it, in fairness. I think being brave in possession, the likes of Billy Gilmore, Kenny McLean, Andy Robertson, seeing a lot more of the ball, but it's what they do with it that's been really effective.
Does he go right underneath the crossbar again? McKenna 100%. And Dykes in front of the goalkeeper, Costa. Costa in bright yellow. Robertson's delivery into the 6-yard box. Costa punches away two-handed. It drops to Anthony Ralston on the half volley, and he can't keep it down. Didn't get his head over the ball, sliced miles over the top. I don't know whether the referee did spot something in the area as well, Chris. I think he did, maybe.
Yeah, I think just McKenna on Costa there. I think the referee was spot on as well. I do think it's a free kick, but Andy Ralston, it's a hard one, the technique. Just wait for that ball to come down, but I think you have to kind of hit it into the ground if you want to try and trouble the Portuguese goalkeeper.
Early ball up towards Ronaldo, and nearly timed this one perfectly down the middle. He got a foot to it, but could only deflect it through to Scotland's goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Scotland's next Nations League game will see them travel to Croatia, and then they host Poland at Hampden. I'm sure the atmosphere will be tremendous for that. And then it's another home game against Croatia before a trip to Poland in November to round things off. Gunn all in that purplish blue goalkeeping kit. Clashes the ball downfield. This one back by Bruno Fernandes on the halfway line. Portugal 1, Scotland 1 in the 72nd minute. Out on the right-hand side is Bruno Fernandes, who continued his run. That's a great first-time ball in, but it's gathered well by Gunn, high above his head, on the edge of the 6-yard box before it could reach Ronaldo coming in behind.
Yeah, you know what? Good cross coming in as well. Angus Gunn had a lot of time, good hands as well. And I think he's done the right thing. I think he could have released McTominay there and tried to kind of... But sometimes as a goalkeeper, you have to take responsibility and slow the game down, especially when you've got Lyndon Dykes.
I wonder, Chris, how you see it. If Scotland do get something tonight, is this their best result since beating Spain in Euros qualification, maybe?
Well, you'd have to say so, but like you say, I think it's, at the minute, it's a great reaction after what was a great performance against Poland, but a disappointing result.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of football, 18 minutes plus added time. It's a long time in football, Joe.
Well, and that is the key. They need results. They need to start turning performances into results. At a point here, it would be excellent, but as you say, there's still a long way to go. 17 minutes plus added time. Kenny McLean's limping here. You can hear the Scotland fans are cheering high at the very top of the stand, away to the left-hand side behind one of the goals here at the Estadio de Luz, which is a potential venue at the 2030 World Cup, which is going to be hosted by Portugal, Spain and Morocco. And Ronaldo is having done nothing on the field, here he is complaining to the referee, showing that petulant side again. He may be a player of world-leading talent and one of the all-time greats. I don't think anybody's disputing his place at the very top of football's history, and 900 senior goals tells you all you need to know. But there is that petulant side about Ronaldo that when his career does come to an end, he will also in part be remembered for. It's a double change for Scotland. McLean is coming off, and we're going to see Ryan Gold onto the field, just his second Scotland cap, having made his debut, the 28-year-old, off the bench on Thursday. And the other change is a second Scotland cap for Tommy Conway of Middlesbrough, and he replaces Lyndon Dykes, Chris.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's legs, isn't it? Players that can come on, and now Gold, fantastic technical ability as well. So important. Can he be brave? Got on the ball. Conway as well, legs up top, running in behind. So important as well. He's got a big job to do without the ball tonight.
I think McTominay is going to sit a little bit deeper now for Scotland. Portugal 1, Scotland 1, live on TalkSport. And Scotland have just over 15 minutes plus added time to see out here. The Gold in particular is a great story, by the way. Called back into the squad at the age of 28, and an opportunity to shine in a Scotland shirt over this international break. And he knows this stadium well, having played in Portugal for Sporting for 5 years. His gun clears downfield the Scotland goalkeeper. Half header away by Antonio Silva. Better header out towards the right back position from Ruben Dias. Nelson Semedo's caught on the ball by John McGinn, who whips it back in field. Header away by Antonio Silva. Portugal can't get the ball under control. There are now 15 minutes to go. 1-1. Billy Gilmore with a square ball out to the near side, and Andy Robertson. Robertson back to McKenna, and the Portuguese crowd have gone very quiet again. McKenna thinks about playing a long ball out of defence, but then decides better of it, turns and goes backwards to Angus Gunn. There's no need for Scotland to force the issue here. Gunn clips the ball high downfield. A good ball aimed up the inside left-hand channel towards John McGinn. It's spun off McGinn's head and out of play for a Portugal throw, and Portugal are going to make another change, I think. Now off goes Semedo, and it's a straight swap with Manchester United's Diogo Dalot coming on. Chris?
Yeah, it's just quality, but when you've not got that presence of Lyndon Dykes, you can't really go long. You have to play. So that's what I'm expecting Andy Robertson to gamble off McGinn there, but he's not going to win 100% of his headers. You know, I've got to say Lyndon Dykes was a fantastic outlet. As little as he's seen the ball, he done his job. This is where Conway has to come on and have that same impact, albeit he doesn't have those attributes.
Well, Dykes was a big miss, I think, for Scotland at Euro 2024. Never really felt like Scotland had that focal point to aim at. Cristiano Ronaldo's not happy with the referee again. Roberto Martinez is shuffling in his technical area, looking rather nervy. It'd be 2 points dropped for Portugal, but it would be a fabulous point for Scotland. There's still 14 minutes plus added time to go. 1-1. Forward ball out to the Portuguese left, and an opportunity for the cross from João Felix into the penalty area. Back he goes to Ruben Dias. Chelsea's João Felix again in possession. He's held the ball up, and they're coming forward rather leaden-footed. No great pace in this Portuguese attack. Antonio Silva rolls the ball wide. It seems to trickle along the ground before it reaches Diogo Dalot. Back now to João Neves. And now João Neves picks the ball up again. His red shirt tucked into the green shorts. Portugal struggling to find a way through this resolute Scotland back line. Ronaldo is peeled out to the left-hand side, almost with an air of impatience about him. He's collected possession on the corner of the penalty area. Back to Ruben Dias. Ronaldo's now back in the penalty area. It's infield to Ronaldo. Little back heel. João Felix! What a good save by Gunn! Brilliant stop by the goalkeeper. And he punches the rebound clear. Quality from Ronaldo with the back heel to set up João Felix, and a redemption save from Angus Gunn to keep it 1-1.
Spot on, Joe. What a save from Angus Gunn. Great quality. Felix and Ronaldo linking up as well.
And there's more danger here. Nuno Mendes is in. He teases it back across, cleared away by Gilmore, and then McTominay. Scotland stretch to their very defensive limit there, but Angus Gunn stood firm with a very brave block, the goalkeeper. Big goalkeeper. Out on the right-hand side is Diogo Dalot. He's found Bruno Fernandes. He's played it back across. Jota's touch is heavy, smuggled away by Scott McTominay. 12 minutes left, and it's still 1-1.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm just looking at this little bit of quality. First one-touch football, Ronaldo back heel. I tell you what, João Felix, he's done everything right, as he's trying to find that bottom right-hand corner. It's a great save from Angus Gunn with his left boot. Great save.
Well, that might end up being the defining moment for the Scotland goalkeeper side. He keeps the scores level. João Felix now back to Ruben Dias. Again, the centre-halves are playing as midfielders for Portugal here. It looks like they've got control back of the game in terms of possession and territory, though as I say that, Ronaldo's been flagged offside and he wags his finger angrily at the referee, but it won't change the decision. It's a Scotland free kick, and in fairness to Gunn, he'll be desperately frustrated with the equalising goal. Actually, everything else he's done superbly tonight.
He's made some excellent saves, and it shows the character of the player as well. Joe, after having that disappointment, you know you should have done better. You can lose your head sometimes, because at the minute he's getting asked questions. So that's an excellent save.
1-1 the score. Scotland win it back through John McGinn. You're with Talk Sport, with England in action on Tuesday night, live with us in Lee Carsley's first home game in interim charge. Bruno Fernandes has just been yellow carded as Scotland win a free kick.
Yeah, he's not happy with John McGinn there. I don't think he got the reaction from McGinn that he wanted, but yeah, he's frustrating McGinn, but he does it ever so well. You're looking at here.
Snapped back at McGinn, didn't he, Bruno Fernandes?
He did. He just puts his body right in between ball and man, doesn't he, and invites that contact.
Billy Gilmore is about 10 yards inside the Portugal half as he drives the free kick, pumps it crossfield into the penalty area, aimed at Hanley. Hanley, did he get his head to it, or was he beaten to it by Ruben Dias? Either way, João Neves has had to race across to prevent a corner, so I think it would have come off the head of Dias. And it'll be a throw to Scotland, down by the corner flag on the far side of the field. There are 10 minutes plus added time to go. 1-1 the score, and still a lot of jeopardy in the game at either end of the field.
Oh, there is. You know, I think Scotland have posed a threat from those free kicks, from corner kicks. They just have to keep this pressure on. Can they have end product, that one opportunity in that attacking third?
A really mature performance from some of these Scotland players. Look at somebody like Gilmore in particular, who I think has been outstanding tonight. McKenna too. Excellent Scotland performances all over the pitch. And even whatever happens tonight in terms of the result, there'll be, ironically, a lot to be positive about in terms of these two games.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, there's a lot to be positive after the performance against Poland, but it's a result business. You know, if you lose this game, you've still lost. You've got 0 points out of the first two games. So,
and qualification is
exactly
near enough gone at that stage. The top two teams in the Nations League groups qualify into the knockout stages. The third place goes into the relegation playoffs, and the fourth is relegated altogether. Here's João Felix, little flick towards the edge of the penalty area, steered away by Hanley. The loose ball is won back by Ronaldo. Deft touch, wide to the near side, and Dalot. He's in the area, the angle's tight. He whips out in the cross, diving header, saved by Gunn. Ronaldo hits the post. What a save by Gunn initially. And then Ronaldo can't convert the rebound as another cross comes in from Dalot. Headed away, only as far as Bruno Fernandes to dink it in. Ronaldo! Off the post again! And Gunn is there to punch it off the line. It was joy and salvation for Ronaldo on Thursday night. He can't believe his bad luck tonight.
Well, it was an excellent header from Ronaldo. Had Gunn beaten as well, came back off the post. I've got to say, great reaction from Angus Gunn to make sure he got the contact.
1-1. How? As Bruno Fernandes delivers left-footed. Dalot back post, headed away by Andy Robertson for a Portugal corner. Ronaldo looks up to the skies. He cannot fathom what he's just seen. That second header in particular looked destined for the bottom corner, hit the post, evaded João Neves, and Gunn punched it away.
Well, I'm looking at João Neves, you know, on his front foot, anticipating it coming off the post. But you've got to applaud Angus Gunn. He reacted, he was brave, he got the fist there and made that contact.
Corners taken short, Portugal 1, Scotland 1. Bruno Fernandes drives in across, it's a brilliant ball. Ronaldo went for it, headed away by Ralston. Free kick is given belatedly by the referee. Wow, Scotland survive, and there was a bit of luck involved, and Ralston might be hurt here. They might have to get the physio on, but there was a bit of luck involved, and they have their goalkeeper to thank for it as well.
Yeah, I think Andy Ralston's just trying to let the clock kind of run down here. I'm looking at the Ronaldo head. It's a great header as well. He's working his feet. But look at the reaction, Angus Gunn. Wow, and João Felix as well that's come in there. Brave. He's on his front foot.
He almost pushed it off the head of João Felix. He was that close to getting the telling touch. Ronaldo's header almost spun back in off the post. And Gunn did even better to get across to it. Not to mention the save from the diving header just before that from the Scotland goalkeeper. Well, I think you can, even despite the error, elevate his performance to outstanding tonight. It's still 1-1 on TalkSport, but there are still 6 minutes plus added time for Scotland to see out. Can they do it? João Felix. Portuguese pressure threatening to burst through Scotland here. João Felix with an in-swinging ball. Good header away this time by McKenna. There was a double deflection, I think, of the head of McKenna there, because the ball spun back off João Felix right into his face. And it was well dealt with. And McTominay nearly won it back high up the pitch for Scotland. I wonder if Scotland can keep the score at 1-1. Can they carve out one chance, maybe? Here comes Nuno Mendes out on the far side of the left. A low ball drilled into the penalty area. Grant Hanley scoops it behind for a corner. There's going to be a yellow card here out of the pocket of the referee. I think it's for Ralston, is it, Chris?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the referee's just allowed play to go on with advantage. Yeah, I think it is Ralston.
Robinson appealing as Bruno Fernandes delivers the corner for Portugal to the back post. Ruben Dias is there, clawed out by Gunn. That was a little bit more like a straightforward save from the goalkeeper.
Still an excellent reaction save for you. Ruben Dias reads the flight of the ball excellently. I'll tell you what, he's all over Scott McKenna there, but gets the, I don't know if it comes off the shin of Ruben Dias, but steals it goals all the same.
Well, Scotland are hanging on. They're certainly living dangerously with 5 minutes to go, but maybe they deserve a bit of luck. Gunn has been outstanding and Ronaldo has hit the post. Portugal 1, Scotland 1. Bruno Fernandes will take a corner here for Portugal. He's played the ball out swinging to Dalot on the edge of the penalty area. A little flick back into the path of Bruno Fernandes. Time to tee up the cross, blocked by Andy Robertson. It's come back out to the near side. Dalot shapes to scamper in field. He's on the right-hand side. He's delivered a high ball into the penalty area. The looping header is going to drop down onto the roof of the net, off the head of Ruben Neves. And maybe it is going to be Scotland's night. Maybe, just maybe now, with the Portuguese fans visibly frustrated. Gunn in fantastic form. Ronaldo's hit the post twice. Maybe it's Scotland's night, Chris.
Well, I'm hoping so. Diogo Dalot, end product. The quality coming in from that right-hand side is outstanding. But again, defended well. You know, Scotland, if it's not a Scotland head, they're definitely contesting it and putting whoever the Portuguese attacking line under pressure, so they don't get that accuracy in their contact.
In the 87th minute now, Scotland are going to make a substitution. Off goes Ryan Christie. And Lewis Morgan, who we did see play a very brief part at Euro 2024, is going to come on. And he's a man who had a long hiatus from the Scotland team, about 6 years before returning for the Euros squad. Onto the field now in Lisbon with the scores still level. And Portugal have had spells at the start and end of the second half where they have been utterly dominant. But they can't find the winner, not yet anyway. Nuno Mendes far side, he's eluded Lewis Morgan straight away. That's a lovely ball shot. Ronaldo has won it. He's tapped it in from inside the six-yard box. It just had to be this week of all weeks. Cristiano Ronaldo stealing in to break Scotland hearts in Lisbon. Jota took a swing and it missed, but Ronaldo didn't. He never misses. Goal number 901 of his senior career, and Scotland's brave resistance is finally broken. It had to be Cristiano Ronaldo to have the final say. Portugal 2, Scotland 1.
Well, the pressure was there. You know, I think Ronaldo found himself in. The quality coming in from both sides has been outstanding from Portugal. You know, on the end of it again, I was hoping that there was a slight contact from Yeah, he's on side, is there? Nah, it's one of them. Diogo Jota will be disappointed he's not made that contact. And Ronaldo anticipating, as he always does, right place, right time. And it's an excellent goal, excellent ball there as well from Mendes.
And it's yet another late goal conceded by Scotland. Cristiano Ronaldo gives Portugal the lead. And surely there is no way back for the Tartan Army here, despite a valiant performance. 88 minutes on the clock, 97 minutes against Poland, 100 minutes against Hungary in that final game of the ill-fated Euros. Scotland just cannot hang on late on, despite Gunn's heroics. Ronaldo surely had the final say. It always feels fated when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo on the field, and in this incredible week that he's enjoyed, he's surely had the last laugh again here, Chris.
Yeah, he has. You know, he's come on and they've had their moments, haven't they? Scotland have, now that middle period of the second half, have got on the ball, got into the attacking areas and not really created that chance. But Portugal, the last 5-10 minutes, they have been outstanding, relentless. Like you say, they've got the goal as a reward.
I think Steve Clarke and John Carver have just waved Scotland to launch the ball long here. Whenever they get possession, there are 30 seconds of normal time to go. They've held the lead. They were level for so long in the game as well. But are they going to go away with nothing again? Here's Scotland. Robertson down by the dead ball line, blocked off by Ruben Neves. That'll be a Scotland corner as we head towards stoppage time. 2-1 Portugal on TalkSport.
Yeah, these are the moments. This is when everyone comes up. You've got to go and be aggressive here. Andy Robertson never so well to win the corner. Had no real option inside.
Set-piece delivery has been very good for Scotland tonight. Billy Gilmore will take it, one arm up into the air, into added time, right-footed delivery, heads go up, cleared away by Ruben Neves, and then there's a foul inside the penalty area. It'll be a free kick to Portugal. Just 5 minutes of added time left for Scotland to try and find an equaliser that doesn't look like coming, but they are going to make a very late change to try and do something to force it. It's a second international cap for Ben Doak, a Liverpool on loan at Middlesbrough this season. He made his international debut on. He's always there and he never misses.
No, he doesn't. He's always on his front foot, anticipates. Look at the opportunities that he's had this evening. But yeah, I'm so disappointed for the team because they've worked ever so hard defensively, done the job. Angus Gunn, you know, some of the saves have been outstanding, but they have to go again. There's so many positives to take out of the performance, but nothing, no reward at the back end, but there's still time.
No points for Scotland after 2 games it will be, unless something dramatically changes in the less than 4 minutes of added time that we've now got left here at the Estadio de Luz. Portugal are the team who are enjoying the possession and they enjoy the lead. João Neves striding up the left-hand side, wide to the far side, and João Felix, who darts infield into a shooting position. Square to Bruno Fernandes, who thinks about taking aim. He's blocked off by McTominay. I don't know why he wanted to take a touch there, Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo gets back, tracking back to dispossessed Doak, who's just come on. They're just obsessed with him here, the Portuguese fans. Phones taking photos every time Ronaldo's anywhere near the near side touchline, and he did his trademark Sue celebration as well when he scored.
Well, I have to say about Ronaldo as well is how many times has he got back and chased McTominay, Doak there. You know, won the ball back for his side. You know, I think as much as he's been a threat in that attacking area, with the chances that he's got in the end of, without the ball, he's ticking that box as well.
Nuno Mendes has played it back to Ruben Diaz. Nearly halfway through the 5 minutes of added time. Portugal 2, Scotland 1. Scotland have tried to stem the tide in this latter part of the second half. The substitutes haven't made a great deal of difference, although in fairness to them, there is such a lack of international experience amongst some of these Scotland subs, and certainly when you compare them to the Portuguese players on the field. And Scotland did survive a couple of very near scrapes. The post hit twice by Ronaldo, Gunn with a string of brilliant saves. There was an inevitability about it, I think. It's not over quite yet, but it nearly is over now.
Yeah, I think like you say, I think that the threat was always there. You know, quality coming in from both sides. And like you say, when you've got players like Diogo Jota, Ronaldo, Neto. The list goes on. It's an excellent goal, but the cross in from Nuno Mendes was outstanding.
Maybe allowed to get forward one too many times ultimately on that Scotland right-hand side.
How can you stop it? I think Ryan Christie,
you can't do much, can you?
No, you can't.
And Diogo Jota, as we were saying, probably should have scored, but Ronaldo there to tap it in. And Scotland have won it back half the pitch here, though. There are 90 seconds to go. Here's the opportunity for McTominay. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, he should have laid it square to goal, and the shot was charged down. It was never on that shot. The ball has spun behind, and it will be a late corner, will it, for Scotland? Or no, is he saying offside, the assistant referee? I think he is. I think it's a free kick to Portugal, but McTominay should have made more of that.
Yeah, I think he has to look for goal. He's going for the goal there. Look, the time and space Ryan Gold has central there. I think that's a little reverse pass, and with the quality that Gold's got, you just never know.
Into the last 50 seconds here. It's going to be 2 wins from 2 in the Nations League. And for Portugal, who are the group favourites, the Nations League champions, Portugal in 2018-2019. Billy Gilmore for Scotland. Long upfield, pumping it long towards Conway. Dominant header away by Antonio Silva. The loose ball retrieved by Gold. He can look up, he can whip in the cross. It's headed away, and then Bruno Fernandes with the guile and the confidence to bring it down rather than hammer it clear. And now Portugal are coming forward again with Diogo Jota. He's prodded it down the left to Bruno Fernandes. There are 15 seconds left. Bruno Fernandes can maybe seal it here. He's drilled at a low cross. It's turned behind by Robertson, and there's a fan on the pitch. A fan has been on the pitch, and he's tried to take a selfie with Ronaldo. Thankfully, the security have raced on, and hopefully they're going to get that spectator off the field as quick as they can. We don't want to see anything like that. He wasn't threatening Ronaldo, but I think he wanted to take a photo. It's something that I'm afraid we have seen in international football when Ronaldo and maybe the likes of Messi are involved in recent years. Anyway, I think that is all dealt with now. And with 5 minutes of added time played, there's no time really left for a late equaliser for Scotland, Chris.
No, not at all. Like you say, it's a hard one to take. I think the boys that are out there put everything out there defensively. And it's like you say, having so much time in the game without the ball takes so much out of you.
Portugal with the corner, and the full-time whistle blows. It's heartbreak for Scotland in this Nations League campaign again. And who was the man to deal out the heartbreak? None other than Cristiano Ronaldo. In this remarkable record-breaking week, Ronaldo now up to 901 senior goals. The latest in the 88th minute broke Scotland hearts in Lisbon. A familiar story for Steve Clarke's team. The performance was certainly there. The result ultimately wasn't. No points from 2 matches to show for their efforts so far. And their hopes of qualification into the Nations League knockout stages have taken a massive blow in these first 2 games at Hampden on Thursday and here in Lisbon tonight. They took the lead through Scott McTominay, held the lead until the 54th minute when Bruno Fernandes scored an equaliser that Angus Gunn might have been disappointed that he didn't keep out. Thereafter, Gunn was outstanding. Ronaldo hit the post twice, but he was not to be denied right at the end. Nuno Mendes with the cross, Jota missed it, Ronaldo didn't. And so Scotland's hopes went up in smoke again. Full time in Lisbon, Portugal 2, Scotland 1.
Goal 901 for the man that Darren Ambrose backed before kickoff.
Right, there you go, guys. That is the end of the game. Thank you for all the support that you have given me today. It's been absolutely brilliant. I will see you all, not tomorrow, it will be the next day, on Tuesday, when England are up against Finland, and there you go, at home at Wembley Stadium. So I hope you all will enjoy, and thank you all for all the support today, and please like and subscribe and post notifications. And guys, thanks for the support. I will now, it is Portugal 2, Scotland 1. And there you go. So that is the ending of an absolute amazing match. And I will see you all in a brand new game. or stream, and keep an eye on the thing. Right. Anyway, see you guys. Bye for now.